Our contributors on the program tonight, former news anchor Jim Walker and realtor from Desert Sotheby's International, Nick Collins. Jim, how has crime changed what you do to secure your home?
You know, I feel very, very safe in Palm Springs. Chief A&E Mills has been a part of that the last few years. I don't feel like there's a whole lot to worry about. Of course, we lock our doors, we check our alarm, but for the most part, I feel very safe.
Nick?
I love all the inexpensive camera options, security technology. It's right there at our fingertips. You pay a fraction of the price you used to. You can watch everything. You can be right on your home. I like it.
Cameras, alarms, gated communities. Nick, you make the point. Do they actually make us safer?
Yeah. Look, I don't want to get into my details, but I had an incident where I was able to send a video to the sheriffs, and the sheriff wasn't able to solve the problem. The neighborhood, I sent it to a local network, and they pinpointed the person who did it. We had them arrested. I think it's great. Jim?
Well, I think alarms can be helpful, but in terms of like gated communities, I can tell you back when I was a reporter, there wasn't a gated community I couldn't get into. We went into many of the areas where some of the Cowboys players that got arrested, we do stakeouts. I never had a problem getting in. So I think that part's a false sense of security, but deterrents are always good, always good.
I'll tell you, many years ago, many years ago, my home was broken into. All right. I came home. I was working at NBC in LA. I just started. I come in and everything is tossed all over the place and it's been ransacked. They never caught the people. Police came out, looked at everything. You know what the problem was? First, I was very concerned. I didn't feel safe after that had happened. But then it's just such an invasion. It's an invasion, you know.
You don't feel safe after that.
You don't feel safe after that.
Yeah.
Do you think technology has made us safer? Or do you simply believe it has allowed us now to watch crimes happen, Jim?
I think there's always been a lot of crime. Yes, crime has increased. No one disputes that. But I also think because of these flock cameras and security cameras and ring cameras, we're seeing a lot more of that stuff than we used to.
Palm Springs Fire is now offering residents emergency response training. But forget the class for a moment. If a major earthquake, flood, or wildfire hit tonight, would you have any idea what to do? The classes begin in October. Residents can learn basic disaster response skills at a time when weather, earthquakes, wildfires, and extreme heat remain constant threats in the desert. But if something happened now, how prepared are you? Nick? First time I was driving through a haboob, I was completely freaked out. I pulled over. I thought I'd never seen anything like it, seriously, and I was on the 10 freeway. Do you worry about what other people will do while you're pulling over?
You know, the haboob is like a Wisconsin snowstorm where the hail's coming sideways. If you've never been there, you've never seen it, you don't know what to do. I'll say this, the haboob is real. It's annual. We have them multiple times throughout the year. You got to be ready for it. And I think that emergency alert is a smart move to say, you haven't seen sand like this, be prepared, pull over. Jim?
Yeah, I compare this to growing up in the Central Valley where we had the super dense morning fog. Sometimes it doesn't burn off till 11, but you're in the same situation when you pull over to the side of the road. I mean, even if you have your flashers on, someone could hit you. I mean, Fred's exactly right with that.
All right, if something happened, if we had a disaster of some type here in the valley, Jim, could your household survive 3 days without power or outside help?
Well, heck no, we barely go a day without having to go get groceries. But the answer is we should be prepared. Everyone should be prepared because, as they say, it's not a question of when or a question of if. It's when it's going to happen because we know that a major earthquake is coming.
Nick, could you survive?
Yeah, I'm a survivor. I'll do it hands down, no problem. What I like is when the alert comes in, I'm thinking of my parents, my in-laws, those people that might need my help. Now I know I could be there for them.
How about emergency preparedness as part of basic school education, Nick?
Yeah, the school's got to be prepared. Some of these kids are very smart, and if they had the training, they're gonna apply it immediately. They might save a life with what they're doing right now with all the alerts.
All right,
I love it.
Last night, the Coachella City Council listened to its residents and unanimously approved the first reading of a permanent citywide ban on data centers and related uses. Okay, is that really a good thing? As we sit here right now, absolutely get it. Data centers, as they can stand, can be awful for a community. It's the word permanent I want to talk about, because a permanent ban sounds wonderfully simple until you realize data centers are becoming a major piece of the economy and technology infrastructure. So the real debate isn't necessarily data centers good or bad. It's more interesting. Do you permanently slam the door or keep that door open and make developers meet a very high bar before they get through it? For a Coachella Valley community, I'd argue the second option gives residents more leverage than a permanent ban. Nick, as technology grows, these centers are going to become more efficient. Do you feel the permanent ban of anything is good for a city's future?
No, Brad, and this is something where I've changed over the course of only a couple of months. I've listened to all the tech guys, all the people out there talking about what's coming. These data centers are going to be here. We don't want to interfere with our life and the environment, but what I'm saying is they are coming and we have to be okay with it at a certain point. I had a colleague that was in a forum, but that's her point. I'm saying I'm on the other side of the fence. Jim, I don't know how you feel, but it's coming. We can't stop it. We can't ban it.
Well, the word permanent is a big question. They say nothing is certain in life except death and taxes. So a permanent ban is not necessarily permanent. A future council could revisit this, and data centers right now politically are about as popular as a leaf blower at 7 a.m. No one wants that going on. But as you said, the technology is improving. When the technology does improve, that things change for communities, they could revisit this.
Yeah, see, when I started in TV, we didn't even have videotape. We shot film. Then the first videotape cameras were called TK-76s, and they were about this big. They were huge. Now we shoot on our phone. And I wondered when I heard the word permanent wait a minute, in 5 years, if those centers are very different than they are today, and they're not going to affect people as they are today, and will provide jobs and tax revenue, why would you say no 5 years from now? That's why the word permanent bothered me, Nick.
Yeah. And you know what? Think about what Elon Musk just spent, $17 million on the TerraFab in Texas. They know that you have to start positioning yourself for the future, and these data centers are part of the future.